Hey everybody, it is Miss Mika with Cuyahoga County Beautiful today. I hope y'all are doing great. And today we are going to talk about how to manage our waste. And so as you see here, I have a big pile of trash sitting in front of me. This is actually trash from my home. I try to be really wasteful. It was kind of a little hard for me because we've gotten into such a habit of recycling now that it was really hard for me to stop and say, oh, I need to put this in the trash can, because I'm going to show you how we need to manage our trash, okay? So actually what we're going to do is something called a waste audit. So we're going to look through all the things that have been thrown away, and then we are going to decide what we should have done with it other than throw it away, okay? So remember, we talked about when we started our Funky Junk Art Contest, we talked about reusing. Okay, so we have the 3 R's. We have reduce, reuse, and recycle. So we're going to look at ways that we could reduce. We're going to look at ways that we might be able to reuse. And we're going to look at ways that we could recycle. And then we're going to look at what we really should have thrown away. Okay, because right now this is a complete bag of trash right here. And we're going to see if we can't make that into a smaller bag of trash. Okay. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at things that we could reduce. Okay, so the word reduce means that we are going to make less. So what are some ways that we can make less trash? Well, one of the things that I see right off the bat, and this is still something that I'm totally trying to work on myself at my house, okay, is using paper towels. Okay, I have tons of paper towels here, and so really honestly, when you're at your house, do you need to use paper towels? Not really. You could use dish towels and kitchen rags and stuff like that to clean up your messes. And that's been a really hard habit for me to try to break and not use as many paper towels, because I'm like a paper towel fanatic. I like to use them a lot. So it's really hard for me, but this is something that we could reduce the amount of trash that we make by not using paper towels when we're at home. Okay, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to pick out all my paper towels and all my napkins, and we're going to see how much less trash we've made, because this is trash that we didn't necessarily have to make. And I was doing really good at it at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, because there was no paper towels. So we ran out of paper towels at my house, and I was doing a really good job at not using paper towels. And then as soon as paper towels came back in stock at Walmart and I bought some, I went right back to my old ways. It's really hard to change, and then I really shouldn't have bought them. But paper towels is something that you don't technically have to throw away, and you don't have to use at your home, okay? So I'm going to go through and I'm going to pick out all the paper towels that I have, and we're going to throw them. I'm going to go ahead and put them back in my trash bag, okay? Because they've already been used. So can't do anything about it now, unless I were to decide to compost some of them, which I could do. You can compost paper towels as long as they don't have meat germs on them. You don't want to compost things with meat germs. And we'll learn more about composting a little bit later. Well, guys, I'm just going to tell you, this is pretty disgusting, even if it is my own trash. Oh my goodness, all these paper towels. It's crazy. Let me make sure I got them all. See, I told you I use a lot of paper towels. Okay. Got just a couple more in there, I think. This is a whole bag of wipes and stuff from my baby. And I think that is too. So we're gonna throw that in there too. Because you technically could use washcloths with your baby, couldn't you, instead of using wipes and stuff. Here's another paper towel. Here's some more. All right. Oh, I got one right there. Okay, so I got rid of all those paper towels, and I've already made less trash, haven't I? What's something else I could have done to make less trash? Okay, well, we actually went out to eat this past week. We went to Pals, as you can see. And whenever you go out to eat, you get lots of trash, don't you? So we get paper bags, and you get the wrapper that your hamburger was in, you get the wrapper that your french fries were in, you get your cup, and that was a Bojangles cup. My husband's really bad about saving cups, so evidently this is one he's thrown away, actually. But anyways, so all of these things, you know, if we made the choice to not eat out, we wouldn't have all of this trash, would we? Okay, so we could say that we could reduce this amount of trash. And if you actually go to a restaurant that will allow you to use a reusable cup, you wouldn't have those cups and stuff, would you? And a lot of restaurants I know right now, because of germs and everything, if they did use reusable silverware and flatware and all that stuff, that they went to using disposable. And I understand to keep germs down and stuff, but we could always make the decision to eat at home, and that would make less trash, wouldn't it? So anyways, okay, so all of this stuff is disposable stuff that I didn't really technically have to use. So this could reduce the amount of trash that I make. And one night I made lasagna, and I put it in a disposable pan. And I didn't have to do that. I could have put that into a reusable pan that I had. So this is something that I could reduce as well, okay? So there's lots of different things that we can do to reduce. We can think about using things that are reusable rather than disposable. Disposable means that I can get rid of it quickly and easily. So instead of doing those things, I can use reusable. Like I can use cloths and hand towels, and I can use my reusable dishware. And a lot of people eat off paper plates and stuff. That makes a lot of trash. So if you choose to eat off your regular plates and just do the dishes, then that makes less trash. And I know sometimes circumstances come up, and sometimes even at my house we have to eat off paper plates. Sometimes things happen, but when you have the ability to control it and stuff, think of all the different ways that you can go through and you can make less trash. Another way to make less trash is to also buy bigger sizes of things instead of buying, think about like juice. Juice, you can buy a big bottle, or you can buy a bunch of little bottles. So when you buy the big bottle, you're making less trash because you're not got all these extra little bottles. So that is something else to think about too, if you want to try to reduce the amount of trash that you've made, okay? So that is our first R, reduce. The next one is reuse, okay? So what is something that I could reuse? I don't know that I have a ton of things in here that I could reuse. I do have, you can always wash out your plastic bags and reuse them, your freezer bags and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in here because we could reuse those. Kind of tore those all to pieces. There's a lot of people who clean off their aluminum foil and they reuse them. And I know, oh yes. Okay, so this bag came in something that I ordered. So this could totally be reused for something, couldn't it? We could totally reuse that for some kind of bag to put clothes in, or put a blanket in, or something like that. So that shouldn't have went into the trash either, should it? It should have been reused for sure. All right. And here is a cup that is icky and gluey and slimy and nasty. And I could clean it up and reuse it for sure, instead of throwing it away, even though it's icky and gluey and slimy and yucky. What is something else I could reuse in here. Sometimes things can be reused and they can be recycled, both. It depends. Like, I could take this tube and I could reuse it for some kind of cool craft. So totally, I could do that. I could reuse this stuff for something, for sure. Oh, and I cleaned out my car too, so let's see what was in this. There is no telling. Let me see if there's anything reusable in the trash from my car. No, I see some Kleenexes. Nope, nothing reusable in there. Okay. Alright, so I think maybe we got all of the reusable things out. Yep, looks like it. Okay, so we've reduced, we've made less trash, we reused, that means to use it again for some other purpose, and now we're going to talk about recycling. Okay, so there are some things that we recycle here in our county. We can recycle our paper, we can recycle our cardboard, we can recycle type 1 and 2 plastic, and we can recycle aluminum, okay? And we're also going to talk about recycling food too. And this was really hard for me to try to include food, but I did. Not a whole lot, but I did get some food in here. So those are the things that we're going to pull out and that we are going to recycle, okay? So right here, I have a cake mix box that can be recycled totally, okay? So we'll lay it over here. I have a cream cheese box that can be recycled. I have some junk mail that could be recycled. I'll lay it over here. Oh, here's some more stuff that's junk mail. Here's a tag off of something. Here's some pieces of cardboard that can be recycled. I see some paper on it this way that I'll grab, because all of that can be recycled. Here's some more paper. Here's some paper. Okay. Your milk cartons can be recycled, but only at certain facilities, but they can be recycled. So you can save them and then go to earth911.org and find places that will take your milk carton. So we'll pull that out because we can recycle that. Oh, and here's my paper towel tube that I can recycle. Lay it over here. All right, so I think I got all of the paper things. So now I'm going to pull through. I don't have any aluminum because we don't drink Cokes in my house. So, oh, I forgot the stuff that came from my car. There was a whole bunch of paper and stuff because my little girl sits in the back and she draws up a storm. So there was all kinds of paper in my car and stuff left over where I decorated the float for the Christmas parade. So that's all paper. That can be recycled. I'm gonna grab all of it out. All right, so that got rid of all of that paper. Okay, all right, so now, oh, there's some more paper towels I missed, whoops. Okay, so now I have gotten out all of my paper products that could be recycled. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the plastic that I could pull out. So I have some water bottles here. And here's some plastic. That's a 5. Okay, so I can't recycle a 5, so I'm just going to have to throw that over there. Oh, there's something else papery. Okay, so I only had 2 water bottles. The rest of this stuff is not a 1 or a 2 plastic, but we're going to talk about these bags here in just a minute, okay? Oh, there was a water bottle in here too. Okay, all of these bags, this plastic film. Okay, so let's talk about that just a minute. Plastic film can be taken to your local grocery stores. I don't know that anywhere right now is accepting them. I know Walmart's not. I'm not sure if Food City is or not. But when all of this is over and we can start accepting things for people to recycle and stuff, your plastic bags can be taken back to Walmart. They can be taken back to either Food City. They can even be taken back to Lowe's. And if you're somebody who goes like over to Greenville, their Dollar General Market over there takes back their plastic bags as well. So all of this plastic film, and when I'm talking about plastic film, I'm talking about something that stretches when I pull it, okay? Those things can be recycled. So here I have some plastic bags that can be recycled. This can be recycled. These can too. And all of that can. That's just a bag inside of a bag on that one. If your sandwich bags are clean, they can be recycled. If your produce bags, like this is a potato bag, is clean, then it can be recycled. The only thing that can't be recycled is, you see we've got some frozen food bags, and we've got some bags that have some chocolate chips, soda, and some bacon and stuff. These guys cannot be recycled, okay, because they do not stretch. Instead, they tear, okay? So these guys cannot be recycled. So I think I got out all of our plastic that can be recycled. All right, so I have a glass bottle. I could save this and take this somewhere so that it could be recycled. And now, if you look at what I have left, I have some food left, and I have some other plastic, okay? So we can recycle our food, okay? Not all of it, but some of it, okay? So I have some eggshells. And when we talk about recycling food, we talk about composting, okay? So any of my fruit and veggies, right here's some tea bags, I can recycle those. Here's some pasta that fell in the floor that I can recycle. I can throw it in my compost bin. There's pieces of potatoes here that I can recycle. There's some onions right here that I can throw in the recycle bin. There's another tea bag. There's a lot of little odds and ends right here that I could, but all of this stuff can go into my compost bin, and then it'll be made into an additive for your dirt that's almost like a fertilizer. And we'll do a composting lesson and you'll see how much fun that is, but composting is super duper fun, okay? So if you look now, if you remember what it looked like before, this stuff that's left is plastic that cannot be recycled. So this stuff would have to go in the trash, okay? So if you remember the big pile of trash that I had before, this is really the only things that should be going into the landfill. The rest of it can be reduced, you can reuse it, or you can recycle it. And this is what we should be sending to the landfill. So most of it's plastic. There is some gift wrap here. You cannot recycle your gift wrap, okay, because it is shiny and slick. So you can't recycle your shiny and slick paper, okay? Just throw that out to you. So this would fit into a Walmart bag. So this would definitely make, I had a whole bag of trash, and now I've condensed it or made it smaller so that it would fit into a Walmart size trash bag. So that is how you can manage your own waste at home, okay, is to reduce, reuse, and recycle, okay? So I hope that you pick one of those things, just one of them. Maybe you want to make less trash. Maybe you want to not use as many paper towels, and just let that be your goal and get used to doing that. That's what we did with recycling. We started with recycling one thing, like we decided to recycle paper, and then we added in the cardboard, and then we added in the plastic, until we got to where we were recycling everything that could possibly be recycled in our county. Okay, so just pick one of those things that you want to do. Like maybe you just want to reuse things, but pick one of those things and make a good habit out of it until it becomes a natural habit, and then you can add in something else so that eventually you're making less trash, because this saves space in a landfill. It also saves our county money, because our county has to pay to get rid of our trash, okay? So if you've ever heard people, your parents or anybody complain about taxes and things like that and how much our government spends on things, well, a lot of our money in our budget is spent on managing our trash. So the less trash we send to a landfill, the less money our county has to use to manage this trash, okay? And then that also makes your landfill live a lot longer, all right? So I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you find some way to make less trash at your home, because this is something that you can totally do at home yourself, okay? I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you later. Bye.